Hi there, my name is Mr. Holland. I'm the curriculum leader for maths at Fulford School. I'm sorry I couldn't be there tonight, but we can't for obvious reasons. So I've recorded this video. Hopefully it won't be any longer than about 10 minutes, just to explain to you how maths works at Fulford School. I've prepared a presentation to help me along with this, so hopefully the screen share works. You should see now on your screens a PowerPoint presentation. The first slide has my email address on it. So if you would like to contact me with any questions or concerns you may have throughout the year, you can see there my email is hollandm@fulford.york.sch.uk, and I'll try to get back to you as quick as I can. Just a quick note about the department then and who's who. So like I said, I'm Mr. Holland, I'm the curriculum leader for the department. Miss Kelly is our Key Stage 3 curriculum lead. She's an expert really on Key Stage 3 lessons and curriculum. She has done a lot of work with Key Stage 2 to Key Stage 3 transitions, so she knows what it's like for students who are coming up from primary school and the kind of maths they already know and what they need to know when they come into secondary school. I'm not going to go through every member of staff on this slide, but you can see hopefully that there's a lot of experience in this department. Some of you may even remember names of teachers who taught you when you were young. So we're a very experienced department, which goes for all of Fulford School as well. In terms of the scheme of work and what lessons normally look like at Fulford in the context of maths, you can see on the right-hand side of the PowerPoint that we have the topics for the first 2 half terms, so whole numbers and decimals, decimal calculations, measures, perimeter and area, expressions and formulae, and fractions, decimals and percentages. So we're covering a wide range of topics within these first few months. And then you can see on the left-hand side as well, all the other topics that we'll cover up to the end of the year. What you will notice and what your children will notice is that we repeat these topics in years 8 and 9, but we go into more depth in those years. So the idea is there's a massive breadth in what we cover in year 7, and then those topics are deepened in years 8 and 9, so they have a much better understanding of them by the time they start their GCSE. It provides them with a really good foundational knowledge for their maths. We take a lot of our scheme of work ideas and our lessons from MyMaths, which you may be familiar with. In due course, your children will be given a login to MyMaths, which has all of the lessons on it, all of the content, the schemes of work, and some activities for them to try at home as well. If they are set it for homework or they do feel like they don't understand something in a lesson, they always have that to fall back on. As well as MyMaths, we will be using a piece of software called Hegarty Maths, which I will talk to you about for a few minutes and show you how it works. Just before I do that, that's not to say that we won't be giving students written homework as well. I think it's really important that they practice writing maths and showing their working out, because ultimately when they sit those exams in year 11, that is what they will have to do. So we need to be careful not to undermine the importance of written homework. That said, it is 2020. If we get with the times, that means using an online platform for a lot of their homework as well. And that platform, like I said, that we use is Hegarty Maths. So this is the website in a nutshell. What students need to make sure they do is log in first. Normally it asks you to select your school, but I was already logged in prior to this, so I've already selected Fulford. They need to type in their first name and their last name, as well as their birthday. The first time they log in, it will ask them to select a password. I've already logged in as this student before, so it's just now asking me to enter my password. And you can see at the top here that this particular student has one task to do set by their teacher, which was me. There's a little eye icon here, which is a comment which has been added by the teacher of anything that the student needs to know. So in this particular case, I'm asking them to achieve at least 80%. You can see also that it's due on Wednesday, the 16th of September, so this coming Wednesday. And I'm going to click on continue task, or it would say start task, but I have already used this as an example in previous presentations. On the left-hand side here, when it loads, is a video on this particular topic. They'll never be any longer than 10 minutes. If a student is uncomfortable with what they've been asked to do, or they're unfamiliar with it, I should say, the video will explain it in very simple terms from start to finish. Mr. Hegarty, who made the website, I know him personally, actually, and he makes a really good effort to make these videos as accessible to students in lower year groups as he possibly can, so they always have that to fall back on at home if they're unsure about what it is they need to do, as well as obviously they can email their teachers as well. So if I continue the quiz, and again, it would say start quiz normally, but I have used this account before. And this particular question that I'm on as the student is select all numbers that are prime. So let me select the numbers that are prime, 7, 3, and 11, check. And it's correct, perfect. What will happen if they get a question incorrect? So let me get this one incorrect. And it's asking me if I've watched the video. So it's a sort of like a guidance that they should watch the video if they're unsure. It's telling them that they're wrong, basically. They will get another attempt at the question before it marks it as wrong. I'm actually going to submit the same incorrect answers so you can see what happens. So it's telling me that the correct answer is D, and I selected C and D. So if I were the student now, what I would do probably is I would submit a comment to my teacher saying, why is 1 not a prime number? And then when I log in as the teacher, I'll be able to see that the student has sent me that question, and I'll be able to respond to it as well. So it's a really good back and forth dialogue that students and teachers can have. Once they finish the task, I'm not going to do it now for the sake of time, but if I were to finish the task, it would tell me the percentage I got as a student, and there's the option to repeat it as many times as they like until they get a score that their teacher has asked them to get or a score that they're comfortable having. We're going to use this software a lot over the next few years. We're trying it with year 7 at the minute. The idea is that by the time they get to year 11, we'll have, as teachers, a really rich database that we know what the strengths are of a particular student, and we know where their areas for improvement are as well. It's a piece of software that I've used extensively in previous schools. It's gone down very well with both parents and children, and it's allowed us as teachers to really direct our teaching and the topics that we're showing children, especially by the time they get to those older years. So I'm sorry that was very short. There's loads of other features of the website. Unfortunately, with the time I've got tonight, I'm unable to show you more, but I am going to prepare either a PowerPoint or another video going into more depth of these as the weeks go on. In terms of assessment then, it's kind of a necessary evil, unfortunately, in secondary school, but the way we do it in maths is every 2 or 3 weeks, students will sit a topic test on what they've recently covered in maths lessons. Here you can see one that's on angles and 2D shapes. We try to strike the right balance as a maths department here in that, yes, they're assessments and students need to try their best and not leave any answers blank, but also students, children, everyone makes mistakes. So a student should never feel like they're going to be told off if they've got a poor mark for an assessment. It's our job as teachers to deal with that and to react to that, and that's where this dirt work comes in. So dirt work is work that students do after an assessment or an extended piece of work that helps them to understand where they made the mistakes so that they don't make them again. So we do ask that students try the best in these topic tests, and it's also about learning how exams work and how they should conduct themselves during exams, such as, you know, they're not allowed to answer questions, they need to be silent while they're sitting it. It just gets them into that right frame of mind so that when they sit real exams at the end of year 11, they're prepared for it and they know what's coming. Just to finish off, I'd like to talk about these 2 things, which I call under the umbrella of enrichment, really. The first of them is the UK Maths Challenge, which you may be familiar with. These challenges are questions that the students probably wouldn't normally see on a regular maths curriculum. They're more problem-solving questions. It is multiple choice. The idea is they really challenge students' mathematical thinking and makes them think outside the box. So it's really great for developing really strong mathematicians in general, rather than just having them, you know, sit topic tests and tests from exam boards such as Edexcel. I will give more information on that as it comes in. Unfortunately, this year, with the way things are, they are administering the challenge a bit differently to how they normally would do, but I will keep you updated on that. Now, the other thing the department does very well is we're big on fundraising. So this year is a Children in Need year, and we will be coming up with loads of fun activities and events to raise some money for children in need as a department. Unfortunately, again, I don't have much more information at the minute, other to let you know than that it is coming, and any ideas welcome as well from students or parents as a way we could raise money for children in need as a department. So I'm sorry that's so brief. Hopefully I've given you enough information there to go away with. If you do have any questions, like I said at the start of the presentation, my email is there on screen. It's hollandm@fulford.york.sch.uk. I'm more than happy to help. I have met a few of the Year 7s already. I'm fortunate enough to have a Year 7 class, and I'd just like to say how blown away I've been this week with their enthusiasm and their engagement. They've behaved perfectly as well, and I'm sure that will continue throughout Year 7 and in future years. And thank you very much for listening, and have a lovely evening. Thank you.